From the neon glow of Miami Vice to the glitz and glam of Hollywood's elite, Don Johnson has built a legacy that's as bold as his on-screen persona. With a fortune estimated at a staggering $60 million, Johnson isn't just a star. He's a lifestyle icon. From his palatial estate to a car collection that would make any gearhead jealous, his world is the definition of luxury. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the man behind the legend, taking you inside Don Johnson's enviable net worth, his breathtaking mansion, and the high-octane machines parked in his garage. Don't blink. This is a ride you don't want to miss. Donnie Wayne. Johnson's story begins in the quiet hum of Flat Creek, Missouri, where he was born on December 15, 1949. But the real shaping of his character took place in Wichita, Kansas, a far cry from Hollywood glitz, where he was raised in a household stitched together with modest means and a strong will to endure. His mother, Nell, worked as a beautician, while his father, Wayne, farmed the land. Life wasn't cushioned. Don shared his upbringing with siblings Casey, Linda, and Greg, and a half-sister named Deanne. From early on, Don was drawn to drama. Not the kind found in headlines, but the kind that unfolds on stage. At Wichita South High School, he slipped into the role of Tony in West Side Story, and the acting bug bit hard. He graduated in 1967 and gave college a shot, enrolling as a theater major at the University of Kansas. But academia couldn't hold him for long. A year later, he dropped out and followed his instincts westward, landing at San Francisco's American Conservatory Theater, where he refined his craft with raw ambition. His first real taste of professional acting came in 1969, when he took the lead in a Los Angeles stage production of Fortune and Men's Eyes. That gritty role opened cinematic doors, and by 1970, he was in The Magic Garden of Stanley's Sweetheart, a cult film that would mark his big-screen debut. The early 70s saw Don bouncing between film and television. He drifted into the surreal Western Zachariah, appearing in Young Dr. Kildare, starred in the post-apocalyptic cult classic A-Boy and His Dog, and popped up in crime dramas like Barnaby Jones. Then, in 1976, tragedy struck. Don's roommate, actor Sal Mineo, was murdered outside their apartment, an event that shook Hollywood and left a dark scar on Johnson's early career. Years passed. Don worked, auditioned, hustled, and then lightning struck. In 1984, he was cast as Detective Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice, a role that would redefine 1980s television and turn pastel suits and boat shoes into cultural icons. Johnson's moody charisma and that smoldering stare made him a household name. The series ran 5 seasons, racking up 111 episodes and 15 Emmy nominations in its first season alone. By 1986, Johnson had a Golden Globe in hand and the world at his feet. The post-Vice era saw him experimenting with big-screen ventures like Harley-Davidson and The Marlboro Man, Born Yesterday, and the legal thriller Guilty as Sin. Then came another defining role, this time on the small screen. In 1996, Don returned to television as Inspector Nash Bridges in the self-titled series. With 122 episodes under its belt, Nash Bridges was not only a hit, it made Johnson a powerhouse behind the scenes too, serving as executive producer. A revival of the series was announced in 2019, with Don returning as both lead and showrunner. Television continued to beckon, with brief stints in the legal drama Just Legal and a surprising musical turn in London's Guys and Dolls, where he played Nathan Detroit, but he never stayed in one lane. In 2010, he joined Robert Rodriguez's grindhouse revival Machete, charmed audiences in When in Rome, and earned laughs as Kenny Powers' shady father in Eastbound and Down. Even in his later years, Johnson proved he hadn't lost his edge. Quentin Tarantino tapped him for the darkly comic Django Unchained, and he brought an eerie gravitas to Cold in July. He lightened things up again with Book Club in 2018, then pivoted to sharp-witted menace in Rian Johnson's murder mystery, Knives Out. That same year, he also appeared in HBO's mind-bending Watchmen and ABC's oil boom soap Blood and Oil, showcasing a range that few actors can claim across 5 decades of work. From stage to screen, tragedy to triumph, Don Johnson's journey reads like a great American drama. Gritty, stylish, and always just a little bit unexpected. In 2006, whispers began circulating that actor Don Johnson was facing financial strain tied to his sprawling Aspen, Colorado estate. Nestled on 17 pristine acres in the Rocky Mountains, the ranch was an impressive property with a $10.6 million mortgage. No small burden, even for a Hollywood star. The estate boasted a luxurious main house crafted in rustic lodge style, complete with soaring ceilings, massive stone fireplaces, and panoramic windows that opened onto breathtaking views of the surrounding peaks. The grounds included horse, stables, manicured trails, and a private fishing pond. Truly a mountain retreat fit for a celebrity. But by May 2008, things came to a head. Reports claimed that a bank was just 24 hours away from foreclosing on the ranch. The situation was dire, with paperwork allegedly ready to be filed and the property on the brink of slipping away. Yet, in a dramatic 11th-hour move, Johnson managed to pull off a financial Hail Mary. With only hours to spare, he paid off a staggering $14.5 million in debt, securing the ranch and staving off foreclosure. The story only added to the legend of both the property and its owner, equal parts Hollywood drama and rugged perseverance. Johnson's Aspen Ranch remains a symbol of his highs, lows, and ultimate resilience, set against one of the most picturesque backdrops in the American West. Don Johnson's personal life has often read like a Hollywood script all its own, full of whirlwind romances, complicated reunions, and the kind of plot twists that keep tabloids busy and fans endlessly intrigued. He's been married 5 times, though not to 5 different women, and 2 of those early unions were so brief they were annulled almost before the ink was dry. In the early 1970s, before his breakout fame, Don found himself caught in the rock and roll orbit of Pamela Des Barres, the famous groupie and memoirist who chronicled her wild years with musicians and rising stars. Then, in 1972, while working on The Herod Experiment, a film that starred Tippi Hedren, Don met Tippi's teenage daughter, Melanie Griffith. Melanie was just 15, and before long, she and Johnson were living together, much to the raised eyebrows of Hollywood. On her 18th birthday, he proposed. They married on January 8, 1976, but the romance fizzled fast. By November, the marriage had ended. Don tried again in 1981, marrying actress Patty D'Arbanville. Together, they had a son, Jesse, born in December 1982. But even that chapter closed by 1985. He dipped back into the celebrity dating pool, entering a high-profile relationship with Barbra Streisand that lasted from December 1987 to September 1988, a pairing that seemed tailor-made for gossip columns, yet surprisingly real at the time. Then came a twist that felt straight from a screenwriter's pen. Johnson and Griffith reconciled. They remarried on June 26, 1989, and just months later, their daughter Dakota Johnson was born on October 4th. Dakota would grow up to become a star in her own right, but back then, she was simply the baby girl of 2 celebrities, trying, again, to make it work. They gave it 7 more years before parting ways for good in 1996. But the romantic carousel didn't stop there. During the mid-90s, Don was engaged to his Nash Bridges co-star, Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, a relationship that mirrored their on-screen chemistry, but didn't make it to the altar. Finally, in a quieter, steadier turn, Johnson married Kelley Phleger, a San Francisco nursery school teacher, on April 29, 1999. The former bachelor for life settled into domestic calm, and with Kelley, he built a family far removed from the paparazzi's favorite dramas. Together, they have 3 children: Atherton, born in December 1999, Jasper in June 2002, and Deacon in April 2006. Of course, Don's life hasn't been just love stories and movie sets. In 2010, he found himself in a legal showdown that could have been another Nash Bridges episode. He sued Reicher Entertainment, the production company behind the series, claiming they had stiffed him out of syndication profits. Big ones. As a 50% owner of the show's copyright, Johnson believed he was entitled to a significant payout. The jury agreed. In July of that year, they awarded him a staggering $23.2 million. Reicher initially pushed back, threatening to appeal, but when the dust settled in 2013, Johnson walked away with $19 million from teenage love affairs and broken engagements to courtroom victories and quiet family life. Don Johnson's off-screen journey has been every bit as dramatic and compelling as the characters he's brought to life.